We are live. Welcome, guys, back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I'm Timothy Earle, and today we've got some baseball and we got Monday Night Football. So, ready to kind of jump into everything. But before we jump into today's card, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below: YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. All of it is linked down below. Make sure you guys are checking out the picksandparleys.net website. That's where you can find all of our best bets over on the Earle Sports, over on Picks and Parleys. Unfortunately, yesterday was complete and total dog shit. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was not a fun day. We will start it off. Here's all the wow, we really had a bad day. We had the Denver Broncos minus 8.5, so got hooked there. We had the Mets, who lost by a run. We had the over in the Blue Jays game that was like 4-3 in the sixth and finished 4-3 when we just needed one more run from the Blue Jays to get the over. Stanton and Chisholm didn't do shit. I had their over bases, didn't get there. I had Brandon Nimmo over his total bases. He got one. A bunch of so closes. Baltimore Ravens completely collapsed in the fourth quarter. Giants were a complete no-show. The Panthers were a complete no-show. The Jets choked in the fourth quarter. And the Houston Astros did not get the job done. It was just a bad day. We had four winners, though. The four winners were the Green Bay Packers, the San Francisco 49ers, the Cleveland Browns, and the Minnesota Twins. So yesterday was a train wreck. So not really too happy with it. Hopefully we could bounce back today. I will say I have a feeling, because I do like I am going to have Monday Night Football plays, and I'm probably going to add another piece. I'm going to add something to the Monday Night Football card because we'll talk about it in a minute. I'm going to add one more thing. How's it going? What's up, Robert? The J.J. McCarthy handoff era begins. We'll talk about J.J. McCarthy. I know me. I'm going to need him to prove it first. So we'll see on that one. Can I get a? No, not past here. But we'll see on that. My guy, I got screwed by the Mets and KC -2. That sucks. Somehow hit two parlays for 1,000. There you go. Colts were your survivor pick. My survivor pick was the Niners. So I got there. That was nice. We're going to quickly add one thing to the NFL card. And then we're going to talk about it because it's Monday Night Football. I will say I'm not going to have a side tonight. I did add it to the contest. I did take the Bears in the contest because I am in the Pub Sports Radio thing. And I did take the Bears. I wish I took the Jets instead. They would have covered the spread, but we'll see how that goes. We'll go ahead and pull up the Vikings and the Bears. The Vikings are 1.5-point favorites with a total of 43.5. And as I'm talking, I'm kind of stalling a little bit because I have to click so much stupid shit in order to put in a singular play. But one of our plays, we're already on the under. Obviously, we can't do recaps of what these two teams have done because these are the first games of the season. So no real look at it, go, oh, in their last games, no, because they haven't had any games yet. In terms of the props, we are going to go with the under for J.J. McCarthy's passing yards. And we're going to talk about that in just a second because I'm not sold on J.J. McCarthy yet. I know I'm looking at it. He's coming off of a major injury. First start on the road. It's just I can't buy into it. Yeah, he won the national championship of Michigan. He had all these accolades he was like one of the best records of any college athlete. But that defense on Michigan was the reason why they won championships. And I'm not really sold on him. So for off the rip, because I'm gonna bet some player props. This is gonna be the first player prop I've bet in the NFL this year, and that's going to be J.J. McCarthy under his passing yards, under 219.5. Anyways, the total for this game, I took the under. We got a primetime game, which I know we have not seen. We saw the Dallas game go over. We saw the I don't think the Kansas City game went over. Last night obviously did. But I looked at this one and the line opened up at 44.5. It's down to 43.5. And that was with the value and everything, the money and everything kind of shows me towards the under. These are two teams that I'm going to see as a better under teams. These are two teams that are going to have really good defenses and two offenses that I'm not sold on the quarterbacks yet. Caleb Williams showed me nothing last year for me to be confident in him, and I need to see more. I need to see more out of that in order for me to really want to go after offenses. So I'm just going to stick with the defenses. I took the under in this game. What did I get the under at? I got it at 44. It's down to 43.5, so I beat a half point line movement. I'm taking the under today in the Bears game along with J.J. McCarthy's under prop. Dallas was under. It wasn't under. Holy shit. I forgot about that. Thanks, last place. I totally forgot because that one was, like 24-20 at halftime or something like that. But no, I got you on that one. I swear that, yeah, that one was rough last night. Skull. Jefferson plus 120 for a touchdown. Crazy price. Not really. I don't really think that's crazy a price. Feeling a first half under and DeAndre Swift touchdown. I don't hate it. I was also looking at Aaron Jones over his rushing prop because I figured J.J. McCarthy on the road, first start, he's going to hand the ball off to a lot, and I feel like that could be an interesting prop there. But I'm just going to take McCarthy's under passing props. Vikings, Caleb Williams painted his fingernails. I really could not give two shits about him painting his fingernails. That means absolutely nothing to me. So, but that is the football game for today. We'll go ahead and head over to the baseballs, where we get the Nationals and the Marlins to start off our card. We get Cade Cavalli taking on Janice Junk. Cavalli this year, I kind of like Cavalli. He had one bad start in my eyes where he allowed 7 earned runs and 2 1/3 to the Yankees. Other than that, he's been pretty solid. 6 starts, a 2-1 record with a 4.85 ERA. 29 2/3 innings pitched, 16 earned runs, 8 walks, and 28 strikeouts. In my eyes, Cade Cavalli's actually looked kind of good, and I like the almost strikeout to inning ratio. On the opposite side, we get Janice Junk, who's also been kind of, he's been giving up a little bit as of late, but like 17 appearances, 12 starts, a 6-2 record with a 4.09 ERA, solid enough for back of the rotation. 40 earned runs in 88 innings, 10 walks, and 61 strikeouts. I kind of like him. I am going to give the pitching advantage to Cavalli. I feel like Cavalli's the better pitcher in this one, even if it's ever so slightly. And then I look at hitting props. Miami is 14th in baseball with 102 WRC plus versus righties, compared to the Nationals, who are sitting at 99 WRC plus. So this one is split down the middle. We'll go ahead and put that back over to there. Let's go look at the line movement for this game. And the line opened up at 130. It got up to 135, and now it's back down to a 120. So it's kind of saying the the Nationals could be kind of live in this game. With the way that the money's coming in, I kind of like the Nationals. I like backing Cade Cavalli. I think he's a solid pitcher. Obviously, he was a first-round pick, and we're finally being able to see what he's got. So I'm gonna be intrigued to go after the Nationals here. I know it's a who cares type of game, but I kind of like the Nationals here. And what can I get their money line at? Money line for the Nationals at plus 113. I'm gonna bet the Nationals today. I'm gonna quickly try to get all these in. Nationals have pitching and market edge in this game over Marlins. Copy, paste, and now they're up on all of the sites. Jose, appreciate the follow. Guys, if you're not following the TikTok account, I'm going to actually put it in the YouTube chat. Go follow me on TikTok. We're trying to hit 1,300 followers. We're at 1,292. So we're 8 followers away from 1,300 on TikTok. So if you guys can do that, that'd be great. Let's do it. Natty's money line. I like it, Nathan. Let's roll. By the way, I thought I saw something interesting with the Nationals game. Cade Cavalli, junk. Josh Bell is 1 for 3 versus junk with a home run, 2 hits. 2 for 3, which is interesting, but I did not do any player props in this game. I will get involved heavily in player props in not this game, but the following one. I've already put 3 player props up for that one. So Royals and the Guardians are up next. It's a pick 'em with a total of 7.5. Let me just $7.5 total. Burgett versus Sigoni. Burgett this year has been really solid. He's made 17 appearances. 13 of those were starts. A 2-1 record with around a 2.5 ERA in 69 innings pitched, with 20 earned runs, 19 walks, and 65 strikeouts. Sorry, I was doing math because he's played for 2 different teams with San Diego and Kansas City. On the opposite side, you got Sassoni, who has made 19 appearances, a 5-6 record with a 4.78 ERA, 107 and a third innings pitched, 57 earned runs, 25 walks, and 91 strikeouts. He's been pretty solid. And I wanted to just quickly look up where these 2 teams are in terms of wild card, because I know these 2 teams are wild card teams, or they're in the hunt for a wild card spot. We've got, the Royals are 2 games back, and the Guardians are 2.5. So this is going to be a big series for the wild card. So one of these 2 teams could be buried after today. The other one, we'll see. But I looked at it. In my opinion, Bogaerts got the pitching advantage. He's just looked better this year across both teams. We go and we look at hitting props, which I believe neither of these 2 teams can hit. Cleveland, 87 WRC plus versus righties, which is 3rd worst in baseball. Royals are 93, which is 5th worst in baseball. So neither one of these 2 teams can hit at all. And then we look at the Line moves a little bit towards Cleveland, and the line's moving towards the under. It's gone from 8.5 to 7.5. I feel like it's moved a little bit too far for me to want to go after it because that's a whole run of value. Even though it's probably going to go under, and it's probably going to be like a 2-1 type of game. But I'm going to stay off this game. No need for me to go after it. Bark at the Park. Hell yeah. Bark at the Park in Cleveland. You know what? You are really good with knowing exactly what's going on in the stadiums. And I love that little snippet each time of, it's this night in this ballpark. Oh, it's this night in this ballpark. That's kind of fun. I like it. We will keep on rolling because we've got probably the biggest series of this midweek, and that's the Mets and the Phillies. Mets are minus 120 with a total of 8.5. Mets are currently 7 games back of the Philadelphia Phillies in the division. Obviously, I feel like in order for the Mets to consider themselves having a shot in the division, it's going to come down to they need to sweep here. But we'll talk about that in a minute. We got Nolan McLean taking on Aaron Nola. Nolan McLean has made 4 starts with a 1.37 ERA, a 4-0 record, 26 and a third innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 7 walks, and 28 strikeouts. He did pitch against the Phillies 2 starts ago where he went 8 innings, 6 strikeouts, 4 hits, no earned runs in a win, and that was a 6-0 win for the Mets. So he has seen the Phillies before recently. That's going to be a little bit of a worry for me just because all of a sudden the Phillies kind of know what they're going after. But in terms of familiarity, this Mets team loves facing Aaron Nola, and we'll get to that in a minute. Nola this year, 13 starts, a 3-8 record with a 6.78 ERA, 69 innings pitched, 52 earned runs, 23 walks, and 72 strikeouts. He has been horrible since coming back from the injury. Horrible. Pitching advantage, even though he's only made 4 starts, is going towards Nolan McLean. That's just how it is. Because Nola has been that bad this year. If Nola had pitched decently, I would probably have given it to him. But a 6.78 ERA, I can never give you the pitching advantage with that. And then we look at hitting stats. The Philadelphia Phillies versus righties have 110 WRC plus, which is 8th in baseball, which is pretty good. The Mets are number 1 in baseball by 3 WRC plus at 119. So the Mets have the hitting advantage and the pitching advantage in this one. Not to mention, you go and you look at the line. The line for the Mets opened up at plus 110. Now it's minus 120. So I am going to be on the Mets today. Have hitting, pitching, and market edge versus Phillies. And we're also going to get involved in props that I've already put up on the site because I did that pre-show because I looked at the numbers for – I looked a little bit deeper into this Mets game because I knew this was going to be a big game. By the way, the money's kind of shaping out to the right way too. We go and we look at the splits because I know Josh is saying Mets with some solid splits versus Nola. How about we're going to go 3 players in general. We'll start off with the one that I'm the least confident with. We'll go from the least to the most homers that I bet on. So I bet total bases, all of them over 1.5 total bases. Brandon Nimmo is the first one. He was plus 135. Brandon Nimmo, it has a 255 batting average and 55 at-bats versus Nola. He has 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. So he's hit Nola well in his career. Second one, Juan Soto has 3 home runs and 6 RBIs, batting 237 and 38 appearances, 38 batting at-bats versus Nola. He has, 3 homers against him as well. And to the top guy, with a 321 batting average and 53 at-bats with 5 home runs and 11 RBIs, Pete Alonso has the best numbers against Nola, I think, out of any player in baseball. Those are some sick numbers in 53 plate appearances. So I took all 3 of those guys for player props. I don't hate 2 other guys. I don't hate 3 other guys, to be honest. And I may end up jumping on 6 different player props for the Mets in this one, because Lindor is batting .229 in 35 plate appearances with 1 home run, and Marte is .355 in 31 appearances with a home run and 3 RBIs, and McNeil is .326 in 43 plate appearances with 1 home run and 7 RBIs. So this may be a Mets game that I just go props Lindor, props galore. I have the Mets money line and like 6 different player props because these guys hit versus Nola. So I'm going to probably end up adding Lindor, Marte, and McNeil after the show. I'm going to have a bunch of player props in this one. Margaritaville night in Philadelphia. It's sold out. Nola's going to be drunk on the mound. That would be great. Mets are going to win the series. If you want to take Mets to win the series, I saw it already, plus 135. They would have to win 3 out of 4. So even though they fucked me yesterday, I do like the sample pool in this matchup, Mets money line. I'm all over the Mets tonight. All over them. Let's keep on rolling. We got the Cubs and the Braves in this one. We got Shohei Imagina taking on Bryce Edler. Imagina is going to have the pitching advantage in this one right off the rip. A 3.15 ERA in 21 starts, a 9-6 record, 123 innings pitched, 43 earned runs, 23 walks, and 97 strikeouts this year. He's been really good. And when it comes to playoffs, I think he's the number 1 starter. Bryce Edler has been awful unless he's pitching against. Oh, wait, sorry. He just pitched against the Cubs and went 7 shutout innings, allowing 4 hits and 6 strikeouts. But this year, he's 19 starts, a 4.9 record with a 6.12 ERA and 100 innings pitched, 68 earned runs, 38 walks, and 81 strikeouts. Although he has been great as of late, he's 3 earned runs in his last 3 starts, and that goes over 20 innings pitched. So he has looked great his last couple of starts. I'm still giving the pitching edge to Imagina. Then we go and we look at hitting edge. Atlanta versus lefties, 96 WRC plus. Cubbies versus righties, 110. So the Cubs have both hitting and pitching edge in this one. Although the line has not moved in that favor because the line's gone from minus 110 and went all the way up to minus 130 and back down to 110, which is kind of telling me the Braves are live in this game. But obviously with the way that I bet and actually the way that the money's coming in and everything, it kind of screams Braves to me. I can't take it because the Cubs have both hitting and pitching advantage. But I do kind of like the Braves today. As crazy as that sounds. Michael Harris II Scooter bobblehead night in Atlanta. That's fascinating, Robert. That's absolutely fascinating. I love that you know all this shit. It's stupid, but it's funny. And it means absolutely nothing. All right. We will head to the next game. We got the Milwaukee Brewers and the Texas Rangers. Brewers are minus 115, 8.5 total. Jose Quintana versus Lats on Texas. Quintana this year, he's been pitching to the back of his baseball card. He's 22 starts, 11-5 record, 3.72 ERA, 121 innings pitched, 50 earned runs, 46 walks, and 83 strikeouts. I'm probably going to give him the pitching advantage. He's going up against Lats, which I believe is a bullpen arm. Yep, 28 appearances, 5 starts. So not going to go deep into his stuff because, he has gone 3 1/3, 4 1/3, and 5 1/3 in his last 3 appearances. 2 of them were starts. And he's actually been pretty good. So 3.15 ERA, 68 and 2/3 innings pitched, 24 earned runs, 29 walks, and 62 strikeouts. I'm still going to give the pitching edge to Quintana just because we've actually seen him pitch a lot more. In terms of batting against lefties, Milwaukee's number 5 in baseball at 108 WRC+, and the Texas Rangers are down at 84 WRC+, which is 21st in baseball. This is a very important series. Well, all games are important for the Texas Rangers right now, considering they're 1.5 games behind Seattle for that final wild card spot. Pretty sure that the Yankees and Red Sox kind of have the first 2 kind of locked up. So it will be Seattle, Texas, Kansas City, Cleveland, and a shaky Tampa Bay team now that just lost 3 in a row, who are 4 games back. So very interesting to see that wild card race go. But very important games for Texas for the rest of the year. But with hitting and pitching advantage for Milwaukee, we'll go when we look at the line movement in this one. If it wants to load for me, can we load? No, it doesn't want to load. You stupid piece of crap. Oh, and it loaded and I refreshed the page. Good job, Tim. Good work. Lions actually moving like 4 cents to Texas. So nothing that I need to get involved with. No real interest. The line has moved towards the over in this one. I can see an over. But not anything I need to get involved with in this game. The Angels are the best bet today. I'll let you know why when we see them. Trust me. Interesting. Kumar Rockstar Night in Texas. Interesting. We're going to get to that game now. What you just mentioned. It's Woods Richardson versus Dana in this one. The Angels are minus 120 with a total of 9.5. Actually, sorry. Lansing's in the YouTube chat. Did you take the Braves? No, but I leaned that way. I just, with the Cubs having hitting and pitching edge, I can't take the opposite side. So, sorry. Twins and the Angels. Angels are minus 120 with a 9.5 total. Woods Richardson and Dana. Woods Richardson this year has made 19 appearances, 18 starts, a 5-4 record with a 4.53 ERA, 89 and a third innings pitched, 45 earned runs, 40 walks, and 78 strikeouts. On the opposite side, we get Dana, but I have not seen him much because he barely pitches. 3 appearances, 1 start, although he's gone at least 3 innings in all 3 of his appearances. 4.91 ERA in 11 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 6 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Pitching advantage is going to go towards Woods Richardson because he's pitched more than 3 times this year. In terms of hitting edge, we go and look at that. The Angels are 93 WRC plus. Minnesota is 96. So hitting and pitching advantage is both with Texas. Not Texas. My God. Minnesota. So I'm actually very curious to see what Robert says about it. And the line, although the line has moved, so minus 130 to minus 120 for the Angels. So maybe he sees that. It's going to end up keeping me off this game. I forgot to look at player props for the Cubs game, the Brewers game, and the Rangers. But this one's going to be a pass for the side. Let's quickly look at player props. Suzuki is 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Other than that, nothing really jumps off the page. Ozzie Albies is, what would that be? 4 for 6 with a home run against Imagina. That could be interesting, but nothing really to go crazy with there. Nothing. Yeah, no good stats in that Milwaukee game. We'll quickly look up the Angels game to see if there's any big ones in this one. Nobody on Minnesota's faced Dania. Ooh, I might want to go Zach Neto. Zach Neto is 3 for 3 with a home run versus Dana. Sorry, versus Woods Richardson. So I'm gonna quickly look up what Zach Neto's prop is. and I'm going to take that. Zach Neto, total bases. We're going to go create new play, create new play, create new play. So there you go. There'll be a play in the Angels game. Zach Neto plus 110 for his total bases. So I'm gonna, dude. Zach Neto's been having an amazing year. I don't mind going after him at all. Angels game. It's gonna take 2 minutes. So. Prop game other action. He's plus, what was it, plus 110 for him. DraftKings, Zach Neto over 1/2 total bases. We're going to copy and paste it a bunch of times because I have to upload this to 3 different websites. At least it's not 5, so it got a little bit quicker. So that's just with the, eventually it'll all be back down to 1 and it'll be a lot easier and everything. But right now there's a little bit of a delay. Oh, that's not what I wanted. A little bit of a delay with the universal thing on there. So Neto is 3 for 3 with a home run versus Woods Richardson. We're going to go right back after him today. Neto is going to, if you guys don't know Zach Neto, you're going to hear about him a bunch and becoming, I feel like he's slowly getting up there to be one of the top 5, or at least top 10 shortstops in baseball. Kamar Rocker Knights. It's Mike Trout, Rookie of the Year bobblehead. Angels spot all day. I'll take the Neto with you. I like Angels catcher Logan O'Hoppe. I feel like that one's one that people either love him or they hate him, and there's not an in-between. Like, people think he's underrated or overrated, but there's no in-between. By the way, we will not be doing the Dodger game and the Arizona game just because we didn't have pitchers for Arizona. I don't have a pitcher for Arizona and for the Dodgers. So we got 3 games left. We'll go Reds and Padres. The Padres are minus 135 with a total of 7.5. Nick Lodolo taking on Yu Darvish. And boy, is this going to be a huge series. A huge series coming up because you've got the Reds who, after taking 2 out of 3 from the Mets, are all of a sudden back in the wild card discussions because they moved their way back up. It's I'm gonna grab wild card standings again because I just need to see where these guys are at. Lansing, did I take the Angels? No, I just took Zach Neto over his bases. The Reds are now 4 games back. They're tied with the Giants. And I will say, Reds, Giants, Diamondbacks, and Cardinals all separated by half a game, 4 and 4.5 out. So this could get interesting down the stretch. And especially if the Reds can take care of the Padres, all of a sudden that wild card gets very, very interesting. But we get Nick Lodolo and Yu Darvish. Lodolo this year, 24 starts, an 8-7 record with a 3.22 ERA, 2 complete games, 1 shutout, 134 and a third innings pitched, 48 earned runs, 24 walks, and 130 strikeouts. I'm giving him the pitching advantage over Yu Darvish, who has been very, very inconsistent this year. 11 starts, a 3-5 record with a 5.75 ERA and 51 and 2/3 innings pitched, 33 earned runs, 17 walks, and 48 strikeouts. So we got 100% pitching advantage with Lodolo. We go and look at hitting stats. The Padres versus lefties are hitting 95 WRC plus. The Reds versus righties are hitting 98. So the Reds have hitting and pitching advantage in this matchup. And we go and we look at line movement, and I don't have a lot of line movement, which is unfortunate. Let's go check DK to see if they have any line movement. There is no line movement, which is probably going to end up putting me on. I'm going to be on the Reds here. I'm going to be on the Cincinnati Reds. With hitting and pitching advantage, and I can get them at plus money. I like the Reds here. Reds money line. Lodolo's just been a guy that I've been high on for a while. So we're gonna go and grab the Reds. I'm putting them all up on the sites now, so I'm sorry if it takes a little bit longer. Hitting and market, hitting, pitching, and market edge on Cincinnati. Copy paste, create. And we're good. Who do you have? The Vikings or Bears winning? I have the under. I have the under tonight. And you don't have to ask it. You don't have to ask the same question twice. I'm going to get it. I talk to the chat in between games, so you don't have to repeat the same question twice. I will get to it. And Nabil Chrismat is pitching for the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm still going to skip over that one just because I don't have the information on him. So my ex got suspended because I said after the Yankees lost to the Astros when somebody walked the bases loaded, I hope someone walks in the locker room and slaps Devin Williams' bitch ass in the face. They ban you for that? All right. Filipino Heritage Night in San Diego. Fun. We'll go to the Cardinals and the Mariners. The Mariners are minus 215 with a total of 7.5. Miles McCullough taking on Brian. Woo! So Miles McCullough this year, 27 starts, 7-10 record, 4.89 ERA, 136 in the third innings pitched, 74 runs, 32 walks, and 86 strikeouts. On the opposite side, you've got Brandon Wu. 27 starts, 12-7 record, 3.02 ERA, 169 and 2/3 innings pitched, 57 earned runs, 34 walks, and 169 strikeouts. Wu has the pitching advantage for sure in this game. And then we look at hitting advantage, 112 WRC plus for Seattle, and St. Louis is sitting at 97. So hitting and pitching advantage is both with the Mariners in this game. We look at the line movement. The line is moving towards Seattle from 200 to 215. I'm not going to end up getting involved in this one. I just don't feel the need to lay a run line on Seattle. I know that Seattle's yes, they should win everything. I don't trust them to cover a run line right now, so this one's going to be a pass. You didn't answer the question, and you looked right at the chat, then looked away. I'm going to ask twice. I don't know. Have a great day. I don't know if you're still here. My monitor is right there. Like, it's right here. So I was putting plays up on. I was betting a play and doing a write-up and stuff on it real quick. So if I look at the chat, I'm going to answer your question. You asked who I have winning the game. I have the under. I don't have a team winning the game. Like, I don't have a team that I bet to win the game. So I couldn't give you a good answer there. I just said I'm taking the under, and I took J.J. McCarthy's under. So if anybody, I guess the Bears. But I did not take anybody to win the game. So I technically did answer your question. So Mariners can't win the World Series if they miss the playoffs. Going to make me look bad. That is true. I double stacked Allen with Coleman and Shakir, and was 1% chance to get to in And now I'm a 66% chance. I have the Bears defense. He has Jefferson. I'm up 15. That's going to be a close one. Although I don't think Jefferson, I mean, he's probably going to get a touchdown, but I don't see Jefferson having that big of a game. But I'm hoping for the under. So there you go. We'll head to the final game of the day. We get the Red Sox and the Athletics. Get Garrett Crochet taking on Morales. Garrett Crochet is coming off of a ugly start versus Cleveland, where he allowed 7 earned runs, 9 hits, 4 strikeouts, 6 innings pitched. And that pretty much took him out of that Cy Young conversation, because now he's got 28 starts with a 14-5 record, a 2.67 ERA, a complete game in there, 178 and a third strikeout innings pitched, 53 earned runs, 42 walks, and 218 strikeouts. Obviously, he has the pitching advantage in this one. Taking on Morales, who has made 6 appearances, 5 starts, a 3-0 record with a 1.59 ERA, 28 and a third innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 11 walks, and 30 strikeouts. He's got good strikeout numbers, but obviously Garrett Crochet's got the pitching advantage in this one. Athletics versus lefties are hitting 105 WRC plus. So technically, that's 9th in baseball. On the opposite side, the Red Sox versus righties are hitting 102. So hitting advantage is with the Athletics. So we got it split down the middle. Somebody tells me the lines have not really moved. If anything, it's moved a little bit towards the Boston Red Sox, but nothing crazy. Lines actually moved towards the 9, which in in Sacramento, it makes sense. But all the money coming in there. I could see an under in this game, but not anything I'm going to go jump for joy and going after this one. So I have a feeling most of my plays, I'm going to have a bunch of plays in that Mets game, just because of how well the Mets hit against Nola. Not going to go crazy with a lot of other baseball games today. So this one's kind of going to be a light card on the other games. I'm seeing Logan Webb versus Nabil Chrismat on the mound in the D-backs game. Let's see. Chrismat's gone 4 starts, 4 appearances, 3 starts. He's made 17 appearances since 2023. So I'm not going to go crazy with him. I have not really looked at the game. It's Logan Webb. They're minus 180 favorites. Is that a game that we need to get involved with? I know you love your Arizona Diamondbacks. Line movement really hasn't gone anywhere. All the money's coming in on San Fran. If anything, I could see your Diamondbacks money line, but I'm not going to go after it. I'm kind of going a little bit lighter on baseball, especially with the games that don't matter. So, but that is everything for today's card. Oh, actually, let me quickly look at, because last time we checked for player props, it was in the Angels game. So we'll quickly check the last 5 games. So Reds and Padres. We look through. Nobody really has a lot. Manny Machado's 2 for 8 versus Lodolo with a home run. Other than that, nobody's really got anything good going. So not anything really interesting in that one. Cardinals versus Mariners, we're probably not going to see much. Seattle has actually seen McCullers a couple of times. Here we go. We're going to actually take a player prop in the Seattle game, and it's Mr. Eugenio Suarez. Because, boy, does he have some good numbers versus McCullers. He's batting .474 in 19 appearances. So that's what, 8 for 9? 8 for 19? 9 for 19? 9 for 19. With 4 home runs and 7 RBIs. That's pretty freaking good. So we're going to go and look at that. What is his odds on that one? So we're going to go look for Mr. Eugenio Suarez. Plus 115 on DK is what we're going to end up grabbing. Eugenio Suarez over his bases. I like it. We're gonna make the write up of that. So then we're gonna write up that he's batting 9 for 19 with 4 home runs against Miles McCullough in his career. That's actually one of the better stats of the day. Best batting average amongst more than 5 at bats. Gino is 9 for 19 with 4 home runs and I can't type. And 7 RBIs versus McCullough. So there you go. There's another player prop for today. Gino, yes. Any NHL futures you're looking at? I have not looked at NHL at all. So I'll probably one NHL future big, and you can probably guess it, and it's not the Cup. That I have not a clue. Nothing there. Ooh, a bunch of plate appearances for these guys. But nothing crazy. Versus Webb. Not a lot of these Arizona guys have hit Webb very well. I doubt we're going to see anybody really. A couple of guys have hit against Crochet, and they're combined like 2 for a bunch. So nothing really interesting there. And Dollander versus the Dodgers, nothing really. And we don't have a pitcher for the Dodgers yet. So that's going to be it for today's show. Once again, make sure you guys are checking out the picksandparleys.net website. That's where you can find all of Earle Sports Bet's best bets over on the site. But that's going to do it for this edition. Oregon versus Ohio State in college football is going to be insane. When is that? Is that next? I feel like I would have seen that if that was next week. Ohio State? You're going to show me where Ohio State is? No, Ohio versus Ohio State. Oh, you're talking maybe the playoff. Could be interesting. Do they play this year? Upcoming games. They do not play this year. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I'll be back again tomorrow with another one. Let's go Mets.